Hi, Assalamualaikum and very good morning. So now we are in chapter 3, electrochemistry, focusing on the subtopic of 3.2, the Nernst equation. So in this video, we're going to learn on how to use the Nernst equation in order to determine the cell potential, which is noted as E cell here. We can also use the Nernst equation in order to find the concentration or perhaps a partial pressure of a species in a voltaic cell, where the concentration can be found when the species in the aqueous state. Meanwhile, the partial pressure is for a species that is in the gaseous state. Alright? And we can also use the Nernst equation in order to find the equilibrium constant when the reaction is at the state of equilibrium. Last but not least, we can predict the spontaneity of a cell reaction using the Nernst equation, where when the E cell is a positive value or greater than 0 means that it is a spontaneous reaction. Meanwhile, if the E cell is less than 0 means that it is a non-spontaneous reaction. Okay, so when it is negative value or lesser than 0, it is a non-spontaneous. Okay, so without any further ado, let us start. So for the Nernst equation, it is basically used to find the cell potential at the non-standard state. Before this, you have learned on how to determine the standard cell potential, where the standard cell potential can be obtained from the difference between the standard cell potential at cathode minus the standard cell potential at anode. You have looked into this condition here in the previous video, where the circle here refers to the standard state, where the reaction happens at the temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, at the pressure of 1 atm, and at the 1 molar concentration of electrolyte. However, the Nernst equation here is used to find the cell potential at the non-standard state. Means that the voltaic cell is affected by the change in temperature and the concentration of the solution. So, we can find the value of the cell potential by doing the Nernst equation here, where the cell potential is equal to the standard cell potential minus RT over NF ln Q. So the standard cell potential here will have an adjustment with the term here, where R refers to the gas constant, which is 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. T refers to the temperature in Kelvin. F refers to the Faraday's constant with a value of 96,500 coulomb per mole. N refers to the number of electrons transferred in the redox reaction. Meanwhile, Q here refers to the reaction quotient. So reaction quotient, you have looked at this at the previous semester, where you can find the reaction quotient by the ratio of the concentration of the product divided by the concentration of the reactant. So for the reaction quotient, it's basically concentration of C to the power of C, concentration of D to the power of D, divided by the concentration of the reactant A to the power of A, B to the power of B. Alright, so this is our Nernst equation here. Okay, so the Nernst equation here can also be written in terms of log. So in order to change the non-natural log here, we can change it into log term by changing it to log Q divided by log E, where 1 over log E is equal to 2.303 log Q. So we can substitute that in, and we can also substitute the value of R, T, and Faraday's constant into this equation in order to further simplify it. So at 298 Kelvin or 225 degrees Celsius, the gas constant with this value and the Faraday's constant with this value can be substituted in, so that we will get the Nernst equation to be simplified as 0.0592 divided by N log Q. So the idea is we can substitute temperature into that equation, R into here and F into here, so that it is further simplified, so that we can only know the we only need to determine the number of electrons transferred in the redox reaction, as well as the concentration of the product and the reactant. Alright, so The next equation can also happening at equilibrium, where at equilibrium there is no net reaction. So we can say that the reaction quotient is equal to the K, which is the equilibrium constant. And at equilibrium, the E cell is equal to 0. So the simplifiedness equation that we have made in the previous slide. Now at equilibrium, the E cell here will refers to 0. And because it refers to 0, we can bring this term here to the left-hand side. So we will get E naught cell is equal to 0.0592 divided by N log K, where K here refers to the equilibrium constant. Okay, in order to further understand this situation, let's look at the example. So for example number 1, we have to determine the cell potential for the following cell here. So they give us a cell notation where this reaction happens at anode and this reaction happens at cathode. So in order to find the cell potential, we will be using the formula of E cell equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592 divided by N log Q. So in the step 1, we have to determine the standard cell potential first. So the standard cell potential, which is E naught cell minus E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Okay, but we don't have the E naught cathode and the E naught anode values. So we have to look at the list of the standard reduction potential. So if I were to look at the reduction value of copper 2 plus into copper solid and zinc 2 plus into zinc solid will be positive 0.34 and negative 0.76 respectively. So the positive one will refers to the reaction at cathode. Meanwhile, the negative one will be the reaction at anode. So it is tally to what is happening in the cell notation here. So we can find the E naught cell where is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So E naught cathode here is positive 0.34 minus E naught here, which is negative 0.76. So once we do the math, we will get positive 1.14. Okay. Now in step 2, we need to write the balanced redox equation in order to determine how many number of electrons are involved in the reaction. So you can see that here zinc will be converted into zinc 2 plus and copper 2 plus here will be converted into copper solid. Okay, and you can also do that by flipping this equation. Zinc solid become zinc 2 plus aqueous and 2 electron, where the 2 electron here and 2 electron here can be cancelled out. So what's left is zinc solid, copper 2 plus aqueous, and at the product side is zinc solid, zinc 2 plus aqueous here and copper solid here. And the number of electrons involved in the redox reaction is N is equal to 2. So now we have the E naught cell from step 1 and in step 2. Okay, now we can calculate the standard cell potential by using the next equation here. So E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592 divided by N log Q refers to the reaction here. So zinc 2 plus, which is in aqueous, will have a concentration of zinc 2 plus, but copper solid is not included in the reaction. So we don't include copper solid concentration here. Same goes on the reactant side. We don't include zinc solid into the ratio here. Only copper 2 plus aqueous, which is the concentration here. And the concentration of the zinc 2 plus can be obtained from the cell notation, which is 0.02. And the copper 2 plus here will have a concentration of 0.40. Okay, so now the E naught cell is 1.1. Our N here is 2 here. And zinc 2 plus is 0.02. And our copper 2 plus is 0.40. Okay, so ensure that you substitute that incorrectly, and now we can do the maths, where I will suggest you to settle this part first in order to prevent any mathematical error. Okay, so once you settle that part, we will get negative 0.03885. So negative and negative going to be a positive value. So lastly, we will get plus 1.139 volt. Okay, so that's for example number 1. Now let's look at example number 2, where we have to determine the equilibrium constant K for the following reaction here. Copper solid plus 2 Ag plus changes into copper 2 plus and 2 silver metal here. Okay, so in order to determine the equilibrium constant, we know that our E cell here gonna be 0. So we can bring this term to the left hand side, and our Q here will be changing into K. Alright, so we have to find our E naught cell first. So E naught cell can be determined by the difference between the E naught cathode minus E naught anode, where if the value is not given, we have to find out in the list of the SRP value that I've shown in the previous video. Okay, so the reduction value of copper 2 plus into copper solid will have a value of positive 0.34. Ag plus into Ag solid will have positive 0.80. So this one going to be acting as a cathode because it is more positive, therefore it will be easier to undergo reduction. Meanwhile, the positive 0.34 will be acting as the anode. So cathode will have a value of positive 0.80 minus anode, which is a positive 0.34. So the value that we will get is positive 0.46 volt. Now we need to determine how many electrons involved in the chemical equation or in a balanced chemical equation. So here, you know that anode reaction gonna be copper solid oxidized into copper 2 plus 2 electron, right? And here we need to multiply the equation by 2 in order to cut off the 2 electron. So what's left is copper solid, 2 Ag plus aqueous equal to copper 2 plus, going to copper 2 plus aqueous, and 2 silver solid. So the number of electrons involved here is 2 electrons, which n is equal to 2. So we can calculate the equilibrium constant at equilibrium, which is E naught cell is equal to 0.0592 divided by n log K. So our n here refers to 2, and our E naught cell here refers to positive 0.46. So we can bring this term to the left hand side first, and we will get log K is equal to 15.54, and we can anti-log it so that we can get K is equal to 3.46 times 10 to the power of 15 with no unit here because it refers to the equilibrium constant. Alright, now let's look into the next part. So for the next equation, we can determine the spontaneity of the reaction by looking into the E cell value. So it is spontaneous when the cell potential is positive and non-spontaneous when the E cell is negative. Now let's look into the example on how we can do that. So for example 3, with reference to the galvanic cell below, which is nickel solid forming nickel 2 plus aqueous, and at the cathode side here, chlorine gas forming chloride ion, and it has the electrode of platinum. So this is the reaction at anode A. This one refers to bridge, and here refers to the reaction at cathode with the inert electrode here. Okay, so the oxidation happens at anode, where nickel solid will be converted into nickel 2 plus aqueous and releasing 2 mole of electron. Meanwhile, at the cathode, chlorine gas will accept 2 electron in order to form 2 chloride ion here. So the stoichiometry will not be included in the cell notation here, but it needs to be included in the balancing of equation. And in order to write the overall cell reaction, we need to cut off or cancel out the 2 electron here. So finally, we will get nickel solid plus chlorine gas produces nickel 2 plus aqueous plus 2 chloride ion aqueous. Alright, and for the next question, we need to predict the spontaneity of the galvanic cell, whether it is spontaneous or non-spontaneous. So we can do that by looking at the cell potential here. So we can use this formula again. Okay, and we need to find the E naught cell first. Since the E naught cell is not given, we have to look into the SRP values in the list of the standard reduction potential. So as what you can see here, chlorine, the standard reduction potential of the chlorine gas is going to be positive 136, and the standard reduction potential for the nickel 2 plus is going to be negative 0.25. So here going to be acting as cathode, and the nickel here going to be acting as a anode. Okay, and we can find the E naught cell, which is E naught cathode minus E naught anode, where we can substitute plus 1.36 voltage minus the cell potential, the standard cell potential at anode, which is negative 0.25, and lastly we'll get a value of positive 1.61 volt. Okay, and from the equation that we have constructed from part A, we know that there is n will be equal to 2. So we can substitute n equal to 2 into here. Now, we can calculate the cell potential by using this formula here. So our Q here refers to the ratio of the concentration of the product divided by the reactant. So our product here is in the aqueous state. So we have the concentration of the nickel 2 plus and the concentration of the chloride ions here. And it needs to be powered by 2 because the stoichiometry is 2. And for the product, we only have the partial pressure of the chlorine gas because it exists as gas. So partial pressure of the chlorine gas. Okay, the aqueous gonna be denoted as the concentration. But for the gas here, it needs to be written as partial pressure of the chlorine gas. Meanwhile, for solid, it is not included in the reaction quotient here. All right. Okay, now we have the E naught cell value here, which is obtained as positive 161 volt. Our N here refers to 2. Our nickel 2 plus here can be obtained from the cell notation, which is 0.02. Our chloride ion is 0.1, and our partial pressure of chlorine is 1 atm. So we can substitute the value in 161 volt minus 0.0592 divided by N equal to 2, and our log nickel 2 plus refers to 0.02, and our chloride ions refers to 0.1 square. So don't forget the square here, divided by 1 because the partial pressure of chlorine is 1. So let us settle this part first in order to prevent any mathematical error. So 1 equal to 161 minus 0.11. So once we settle this part, we will get positive 1.72 volt. Alright, so we can say that since the E cell value is positive, then the reaction is spontaneous. Alright, so I think that's all for today's video. See you again some other time. Bye!